Listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
The biggest moments.
One man to beat up the right sideline.
See ya, baby.
99-yard touchdown run.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships.
The biggest stories from area high school sports. This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Alongside the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, here's Hunter Vaughn.
We're done with the football season and we're on to basketball here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. I am Hunter Vaughn. With me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. Dennis, we had a little bit of time off here. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Staying warm?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not a big winter person, so I'm glad it's basketball season and wrestling season. High school's on the mats. Yep. Gymnastics going to be getting going. Boys swimming. Hockey. Yeah, you might be doing some hockey games.
We're
hoping for you.
There's
You're
some
a big
conversation.
Hockey guy.
I enjoy the sport. There's a few conversations that might be something happening.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, and Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at two convenient Madison service locations, one on Fish Hatchery Road and the other on Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires at Zimbrick Honda? Buy 3 tires and get the 4th for how much, Dennis?
$1.
That's right, just $1. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda. So, Dennis, boys and girls basketball has gotten started. A number of the teams have played somewhere in the 4 to 5 games here in this winter. So we're going to go through on this beginning segment and kind of help catch fans up on where teams stand throughout the area conferences. So we'll start with on the boys side of things in the Badger Large Conference. And right now, DeForest and Waunakee both sitting at 4-0, and they are 2-0 in conference play. And Dennis, you were saying DeForest kind of a surprise here. Not a lot of people expected them to be up here. It is early in the year, but they're undefeated, and they're up there with Waunakee, who just last year was playing in the Kohl Center and then fell to Marshfield in the state semifinal.
Yeah, last year Waunakee ended up 23-6, and DeForest kind of a down year for the Norskies. They were finished 7th in the league, 2-12, 8-18 overall, but off to, like I said, a 4-0 start. Eric Stewart, the coach there, is getting things into shape. Brooks Ullman and Colin Paskey are 2 of his seniors that are back that were good scores for him last year. And they're going to be much improved, I think. In that league, Waunakee had to replace all 5 starters. But, again, that's one of those programs you just say they – like football, they just kind of reload every year. And Wes Ducharme, pretty good player, Jake Ubersox, a couple of names from the football team that we recognize. Yep. So, and then there's another Selk, Eli Selk, good coach. Not Eli. Eli was his son, but Coach Selk has got another younger son that's going to be on the team. And I think there's another McKenzie coming too.
Another one?
Yeah. So they'll be fine. Unfortunately, in that league, Beaver Dam, that's another team to keep an eye on. They've always got some good shooters. Was it E.J. Saletto? Senior averaged 17 points a game last year. Parker Blank, great name from the football season, also played pretty well. And then, unfortunately, for Monona Grove, they were picked second, but Austin Luchetti, one of their fine players, getting a lot of D1 looks, got injured in the scrimmage and is out for the season.
Oh, that's tough.
So Coach Weefel's trying to do a little shuffling there, but Austin's got a younger brother, Evan, who's getting some good playing time. Carson Schoenhair, I believe it's pronounced the last name. And Jaden Johnson, here's another one. His dad, Jackson, was a player in his day. And I remember a guy covering him when I was with the Capital Times. And another son of a former guy that I covered. And Jaden's only a freshman, but he's going to be an impact player on varsity.
Well, and for Monona Grove, it's tough losing anybody in the season, but I'm sure it's got to be better for them that you have to deal with this early on in your year, and this isn't something that they're having to deal with here all of a sudden at the end of January or into February when they're trying to figure out and feel like they're in a good spot for themselves for the postseason. Like, now you have the whole season to kind of figure things out. Everybody gets into the postseason. You don't have to worry about, we lost this player, now we didn't get in, the same way that football deals with it. Because we see all the time, you get teams that all of a sudden they figure things out late in the year when it comes to basketball. They pull off an upset or two in regionals, and then they're in a sectional semifinal, and they're just a game or two away from state.
Well, you mentioned football. Oregon is another team to keep an eye on. Now, Vaughn Carvalho is one of those guys that decided to go get the money. He's at Bella Vista Prep in Arizona. Well, he's already committed at the next level.
To Indiana.
To Indiana, correct. But they have a football player, Braden Hermsdorf. Mm-hmm. He's got a cousin that was the quarterback for Sauk Prairie. Mm-hmm. And now Braden was a very good player, but he's had 3 knee surgeries during high school career. He is going to make an impact. He's 6'6". He's missed the last 2 years, but he averaged 7 points and 6 boards as a freshman. So now you're going to add him. And talking to Coach Siebert, who we're going to see at the 60Eight tournament, mm-hmm. Chris really likes his team. He said he's got some really good chemistry, good players. So I think the Badger Large is going to be really competitive. And if the champion has any fewer than 2 or 3 losses, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good conference. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a number of teams from the boys' side of the Badger Large making deep runs into the postseason like we saw this last year with Waunakee. On the girls' side, Monona Grove, they're undefeated, 4-0. They're in first place, but just a game back from them, and really tied in the conference standings at also 2-0 are Waunakee and Beaver Dam, but overall standings, Waunakee sitting at 4-1, Beaver Dam 5-1. We expect Beaver Dam, if not at the top, very near the top of those conference standings on the girls' side.
Yeah, in the preseason poll, both Beaver Dam and Milton were ranked 7th and 8th. And so Beaver Dam, they have the entire roster back from last year. Another UWM recruit, Natalia Donaldson, her older sister, played at UW Milwaukee. She's a 5'9" guard who can score in bunches. She's one of those players that just get exciting to come out and watch on both ends of the court. They've always been a good defensive team. Then Milton, don't know as much about them. I haven't had a chance to see them play, but they've got 4 of their top 6 from last year. Anytime you got senior experience back, is built, which is why there's some teams we'll talk about that lost like all 5 starters, like a Verona boys, and you're wondering, geez, how do they do that? Mm-hmm. Well, good programs keep cranking them out. It's the rich get richer sometimes, even though you do have little lulls once in a while. And now, we're recruiting. Some kids are going to certain schools, more in the Milwaukee area, but. I like what we got in this area for both the large, for Badger boys and girls.
Yeah, and then onto the small as we're looking at the first few games of the season from all of the area schools, as we haven't been on the air since the basketball season really got underway here. On the boys' side right now, both at 2-0, McFarland and Sauk Prairie. You do have then a group of schools sitting at 1-1 with Edgewood, Fort Atkinson, Stoughton, and Mount Horeb. Mount Horeb's team that we'll be seeing also at the 60Eight tournament coming up here this weekend, and we'll be talking to Bill Kegler, who puts that entire tournament on over at Madison College a little bit later on in the show to talk more about the tournament. But McFarland and Sauk Prairie now sitting up atop the Badger Small for the boys right now.
Yeah, Mount Horeb, they had a tough one. They had to go up to Sauk Prairie last Friday night. Lost 82-80. Josh Manchester.
In overtime,
58 points.
Wow.
And it was legit. I mean, didn't get the final stats on rebounds, but I think he was pretty close to a double-double. Just all over the court making plays. That game was a little ugly for about the first 8 or 9 minutes. You can tell we're early in the season. A little sloppy play. Teams getting used to getting back on the court. The football players got to get their basketball legs going. But Manchester leading the way. He's averaging about 40 points a game now. The leading scorer in the state to begin with. So, and he is not committed. He's going to wait until after the season. He's had a couple of D1 offers, but wait and see what happens there. But then you've also got Hayden Anderson, who we talked a lot about in football, who'll be a very good player for him. And Alex Chapman, a junior who's a good shooter. Unfortunately, he missed the last shot. They had a chance to win it with a three-pointer over Sauk. But Sauk is the team that was picked for 6th in the conference. And Otis Andres at 25, he's a guy that's a point guard who's a potential double-double. And then another one, Bowden Breinig. And Lincoln Ganser was on their soccer team that won conference. They got some really good athletes there. So for Coach Sean McGann, that's probably the best team he's had in his 8 years there.
Yeah, and then we'll get to the girls' side of things for the Badgers small. But here's the winning play of the season. It's Pizza Hut's Triple Treat Box. It is back. 2 medium pizzas, breadsticks, and a dessert starting at just $19.99. Feed your crew before the game, after the game, or while you watch. The Triple Treat Box, only at Pizza Hut. Order now at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, the official pizza of PrepMania. Now into the Badgers small side of things here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly for the girls. Right now, we've got 3 teams that haven't lost games with Sauk Prairie and Stoughton, both 1-0 in conference play. Edgewood is 2-0, and for any fans who maybe haven't seen Edgewood right now on the girls' side, they may see the record like I did and see them at 3-3, and you're like, oh, that's a little surprising. Like Edgewood, they were just up at the Kohl's, or excuse me, not at the Kohl Center. They were up in Green Bay for the Resch Center for the girls' tournament. But then you look at their schedule, and their 3 losses. One of them's to Johnston. That's a school down in Iowa. They're a 5A school down there. That's a very good program in Iowa. They lost by 3 points to Hartford. That's a good girls program. Then they opened up their season with a 10-point loss at Aquinas. Another very good girls program as well. So their 3 losses are to 3 teams that have legitimate chances to compete for state championships, not just in Wisconsin, but also with that Iowa school. So for anybody that's seeing that record and they're only looking at that record, Edgewood's going to be fine. This is what they do. Coach Stavs loves to play tough teams early in the year. That's her MO.
She doesn't duck anybody.
Exactly. They're going to be playing Madison Memorial here a little bit later on. That's a D1 program. They're a very good girls program. I like that she does that. It's very similar to Kelly Sheffield for the Badgers volleyball side of things, where they're like, we're going to play tough teams. You got to beat tough teams to win a championship, like the Badger volleyball has a chance to do here this weekend. Same thing for Edgewood. They want to play tough teams. They're not going to shy away from anybody. Not worried about 3-3. Are you at all concerned?
No, you got you got a very good team. It starts out with Anna Miller, who already has made a verbal commitment to Wisconsin, which was a great get for the Wisconsin women's program.
She has a chance to be the number 1 player in the class from the state.
And then you got Beanie Thompson, and she is tougher than nails. I got to see her play softball last spring. She's a great athlete. And there's a game up in Appleton a year ago where she took a shot and they thought she might need some stitches. Mm-hmm. She was back on the bench. Coach, I want to play.
Yeah.
Coach Staub is like, man, sometimes I got to, hey, just settle down. You're okay. But she leaves it all on the floor. And you look at their non-conference slate, Aquinas, Hartford. They've got Arrowhead. There's the number 1 team in the state for Division I, Memorial, and Xavier. That's another great program. So they're battle-tested. And when you get to the tournament, seeding, well, you like to get a couple of home games. But from a seeding standpoint, I think the tougher is Wisconsin saw. Okay, they didn't get a home for volleyball.
Yep.
But they played Texas early and lost, but they beat them.
Exactly.
Because now if they wouldn't have played them early in the year, who knows what would happen last night. So, I like what Stav does. I think it's going to be a good conference. Again, they haven't really delved much into it because we're just getting into the season. But Edgewood is the class of that conference, and I'd be surprised if they're not back at state.
Mm-hmm. And then one last conference here, as we'll probably end up getting to our friend Bill Kegler at a little after 7:30 here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly to talk about the 608 tournament. But I want to get to the Big 8 for both the boys and the girls to finish things up here as we look at the early season standings throughout the conference and some teams that maybe are surprising or where teams stand. The Big 8 conference, Middleton and Verona are both 4-0 in the conference. 4-0 on the season. They haven't played any non-conference games yet. I know Middleton always likes to have a late season Saturday game. That last year was against Arrowhead. This year they played De Pere late in the season. But Verona's 4-0. Middleton's 4-0. Would love to see a late season conference championship type game. Madison-La Follette, who again another team we'll see at the 608 tournament this weekend. They're just a game back at 3-1, and so is Madison Memorial. They are 3-1, 5-1 on the season, as we're counting down to 500 career wins for our friend Steve Collins, the head coach of Madison Memorial. He needs 3 more wins to get there, but they lost early to Verona and kind of lost by a pretty solid margin in that one, but they're still right in it with just a game back. They lost by 20 at Verona back on December 6th. Kind of a surprising game. We thought that Memorial was maybe going to be able to kind of run away with the conference, but Cottrell Robinson, a great coach at Verona, he had his guys ready, and they got that big win. So Memorial here, they're still right there.
Memorial, La Follette, Verona, Janesville, Craig, Middleton. Those teams, you could toss them in a hat and pick out one. Verona had to replace 5 starters. Will Stremlow, his sister's playing at Iowa. His freshman year, we saw him at the 608 tournament. Took 2 charges. Looked afterwards like he'd been in a street fight. He is not back down from anything. So at 6'2", as a sophomore, he had injury issues he was dealing with. Just like his sister did when she was younger. But he really blossomed over the summer. And Taryn Jackson, that's a sophomore. He got playing time as a freshman. Another really good one, Maddox Boato. But Cottrell's just done a great job.
Yes.
So I think they're legit. I'm going to get to see Middleton at La Follette Wednesday night. I'm really curious about that. I'm actually writing it for the Middleton paper. And Middleton this year, it was just a couple of years ago, their smallest starter was 6'4". Garlock, a 7-footer now. But they've got Jackson Guerrero and Pizaglia, the quarterback, Joey, went out for basketball this year. He's an athlete, and he's gonna get minutes, and just his sheer effort. And then John Grimes is another guy. He's a really gritty senior.
Yep.
So they are going to play a different style. And Coach Bavery needs 25 wins to get to 500.
Interesting.
Awful tough going to be that, because you got to play to go run the table. Most likely he's going to have to stick around for one more year, but hey, you never know.
Yeah, with the way that they're playing, I'd have to. I'll do the math on that. If he's sitting at 25 wins right now, I'll do the math on what that could look like maybe this season, or about where we would be for next season. Real quickly then, as we wrap up looking at teams, we've got 4 teams here with 1 loss on the girls' side for the Big 8. 3 teams at 5-1, Verona, La Follette, Memorial, very similar to the boys' side, and then Janesville Craig sitting at 4-1. So girls basketball in the Big 8 conference, very good teams all around those top 4 teams, kind of similar to the boys. Any one of them could win this conference.
Well, this might be the year for Madison Memorial. They did snap Verona's streak. They hadn't lost a conference game in over a couple of years. That was actually the first conference loss for Coach Richardson for Lexi. So, but they're going to get a rematch. So we'll see what happens there. Madison Wish, and then you've got Naya Riak for La Follette. Scored, according to Bound, they've got 4 different sites we can get stats from. But Bound had her for 47 for her performance. I went and checked the box score. Box score said 50. So I'm waiting to hear back which is the number. Still, 47 or 50.
Yeah,
that's a
still
lot
impressive,
of points, man. That's incredible. She's only a sophomore. And, if I was a Wisconsin coaching staff, I'd be living over at La Follette.
Yep.
We've got to keep her in state. You got Anna Miller coming for next year. Because Anna's only a junior, and Naya's a sophomore. So we've got some pretty good players in the area we're going to get to watch for a couple of years.
Yeah, there's been some people talk about the state of Wisconsin when it comes to recruiting, both within football as well as on the basketball side. Anybody that tells you there aren't good players in football or basketball or just about any sport in this state, they don't know what they're talking about at all. There are high-level players, great players in this state, whether it's football or basketball, who will play at the next level and are going to be very good players. Heck, one of the best players in the NBA. He's hurt this year, but Tyrese Halliburton, he's an Oshkosh kid. He's a Wisconsin kid.
And how about the top rookie right now, Con Knippel, who we got to cover?
Exactly.
I watch him on television. I'm going, I got to call his games in high school. How cool was that?
Yep.
And then you look at Wisconsin Lutheran for the guys' side, just coming in as the number 1 ranked team in the state.
Yep.
But there's some we've got going to be a great winter. There's a lot of great basketball. And one of the best things about it is now? Live streaming. You don't even have to leave your house.
Exactly.
You can just set it up and watch. You want to talk about binge watching. Right now I'm binge watching West Wing reruns from a long time ago. Started at the beginning ago. I think I'm in season 4 now. Same thing with the streaming. You can pick a game or two every night.
Yep, exactly.
And actually the Mount Horeb Sauk Prairie game last Friday, I watched that on stream. Yep. And the announcers were great. When I love the audio because then you get a little personality to it.
Definitely. This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. We're also brought to you by Stoughton Health. They've been providing trusted care close to home, and they're proud to support the student-athletes from around the area. From rehab to ortho care, Stoughton Health provides comfort and convenience locally. Visit stoughtonhealth.com to learn more today. Coming up after the break, we'll hear from our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week. Plus, we will be hearing from our friend Bill Kegler as we talk about the 60Eight basketball tournament coming up this weekend. All of that coming up here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, breaking down more from this week in area high school sports next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement. If joint pain or an injury is slowing you down, you don't have to live with it. We are here to help at Stoughton Health. Come in and we can talk to you about different techniques in order to get you back to doing what you want to do, whether it be walking the dog, going to work, or even playing outside with your kids. We want you to be able to do these things without pain.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
I was afraid that college would be like high school. I worried about starting over and feeling alone. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I'm part of a community, and I've never felt alone. My instructors have been incredible, and I made so many friends and connections. My advice to others, don't let your fears stop you. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Hear that creaking? That's not the cold Madison wind or your holiday decorations. It's your joints reminding you the year's almost over. At Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, you can use your end-of-year health benefits before they disappear. From an achy back and stiff hips to those knees that aren't bending like they used to, they've got you covered with same-day appointments and walk-ins welcome. Head to their location just off the Beltline whenever you need. Don't wait, your benefits won't roll over, but you can roll right into Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin today.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
The team at Midwest Financial Group are values-based financial specialists that offer full-service financial solutions. This local independent firm has been dedicated to helping people achieve their financial, tax, and insurance goals for over 30 years. Visit mfgteam.com to learn more about how they can help set up your future for financial success. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, this is Lee.
inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
Continuing on, Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, and we're getting ready for the 608 basketball tournament. Top high school basketball talent in the Madison area happens at the 608 basketball tournament. On Friday night and all day Saturday, Madison College is the home for the 608 basketball tournament. You can buy tickets at the door or watch every dribble as part of ESPN Madison's special live stream. Find out game schedules and ticket info at 608basketball.com. And we're now joined by the man that created the 608 basketball tournament, Bill Kegler. Bill, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. I got done with little kid gymnastics, so I'm ready to talk some more basketball.
Perfect. So we've got the tournament coming up this weekend. This is now year number 5 of the tournament, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Dennis and I were talking about that before the show, and I was like, was it 4 years? Was it 5? Because we've been a part of this thing with you here for a while. I wanted to start with, now that you're into 5 years, just where have you seen the biggest area of growth for this tournament?
I think it's the name brand recognition of people understanding that there's really good basketball being played at the 608 basketball tournament. And people will come to watch that, and people look forward to it. And even now, we have a couple players at Madison College, which, by the way, is ranked 15th in the country, having a great year, that played as preps in the 608 basketball tournament. And a lot of today was them asking me about this weekend and who's playing, and they're excited to come watch the games now after they're done playing. And one of them is an alum of one of the teams participating. So the excitement that has generated from former players here, and then also youth players who have been a part of it, whether it's Little Badgers performing at halftime or, kids coming to see Con Knippel play, see the Badgers who show up to watch people play that have created memories for themselves in the basketball world, has been above and beyond what I expected it could be. And I'm always looking to move the needle a little bit. And so we're trying to create more of those memories and do some more unique things this year to create a fun experience for everyone involved.
But how cool is it to watch the NBA? Con Knippel. Hey, I got to call his game at the 608 tournament. We got to watch him play, and then, of course, at the state tournament at the Kohl Center. But to have that kind of recognition, and every year you bring in teams that have players that are being nationally recruited around the country.
Yeah, Con obviously was something that I didn't see this coming. But we also had the year before Jeremiah Fears from Joliet West. If you remember him, he was a little scrawny sophomore guard, and now he reclassified, enrolled early, and he should be a freshman in college, but he's a rookie in the NBA and starring in New Orleans. I almost got my years with the NBA teams messed up there, Dennis. Oklahoma City Pelicans and New Orleans Pelicans. But he's having a great rookie year as well, and neither of their teams are great from a team perspective, but they're both showing progress, which has been really fun. And then obviously we have a lot of guys who are playing in college from year one, right? We had Max Weisrode from DeForest, who started at Northern Michigan and is now at Northern Iowa. We had Jaden Shutt from Yorkville Christian, which will sound familiar to people as they're back playing this year. And he went to Duke right out of high school, spent a few years there, and now he's at Virginia Tech, and they're having a good year as well. And you could go on and on with the talent that we've had come through the door. We've been really fortunate. Sometimes it takes luck. Sometimes where your preparation meets your effort is where the luck comes in. So we're very fortunate to have that, and we're looking forward to see the players that we have now that will become those future stars.
Well, and I was just going to ask you, we'll start with the 4 teams that are playing on Friday for the semifinals of the tournament. We've got Appleton North taking on Oregon and Madison La Follette taking on Yorkville Christian. Who are some players that fans should be getting excited about for these first 2 games on Friday?
Yeah, with Appleton North, Grant Hardy is a 6'4" guard forward who's committed to Winona State, which is historically a really good program, and also Nathan Ramus is a guard committed to Northern Michigan for them. So they have two really good guards. And then somebody that, our coach Jason Roscoe and I really like is their little point guard, Will Sweeney. He's pretty fun to watch as well. And they're playing Oregon, who you guys talked a little bit about in your early segment with Braden Hermsdorf. So it'll be a good battle between those two teams. And there's good history between Coach Siebert and Coach Kellett. They're good friends. So that's always fun to have a good rivalry between them as well. And then in the second game, we have Madison-La Follette, the local team with the junior Reese Jordan, the senior Thean Riat coming back off of his injury, who's looked pretty good early in the season. La Follette played in the first year, and obviously none of these players are on that team, but they helped set the tone for this event. And Coach Holmes emailed me this morning and just explained how excited he was to be able to have the opportunity to play in this tournament, so I know that they'll have a good showing. And then they're playing Yorkville Christian, our Illinois team, which I mentioned played in year one of this event. And their point guard, Jaden Riley, is committed to SIU Edwardsville. And Jaden averaged nearly 10 assists a game last year, and Yorkville Christian is not shy about putting up three-pointers. So they're a fun team to watch because there will be lots of points put on the board between Yorkville and Madison-La Follette.
I think, Bill, you and I have done some games together, and, I feel like both of us, we appreciate good defense, but when it's things like this, we want points. We want to have some fun here. We want to get those, we want those triple-digit games.
Yeah, well, first we got to get to that 67 number so all the kids can go crazy, and then when we get to 100, that'll be another milestone we'll cheer about too.
Perfect. And then the teams then playing on Saturday is all four of those teams from Friday that you mentioned. They'll be in the tournament, so there will be a consolation game as well as then that championship game. But we've got two showcase games. First, Freedom and Stoughton, and then to cap off the entire weekend, we've got Mount Horeb and Slinger, and I know all four of those teams, they're also loaded with talent.
Yeah, Stoughton played a couple years ago in 2023, and in my opinion was probably the best game we've ever had in the tournament against Oshkosh North. Went to a double overtime, and their best player, the guard Jacob Hibner, who's committed to Minnesota Duluth, was an underclassman on that team, and so he'll be back to lead this Stoughton iteration against Freedom, who has Donovan Davis, which is one of my favorite players to watch in the state. Was fortunate enough to watch them practice at the state tournament last March when they were down in town and came over by us. And I'm really excited to watch him and see him firsthand to see what he can accomplish. I've had a few college coaches reaching out, potentially coming to watch him, so I know he's high on people's radar. And then they play, then the last game of the night, our showcase game, Mount Horeb. You mentioned Josh Manchester earlier, scoring 58 in the Friday night loss that they had, but he's our current stat leader with the showcase game. I think it's 36 points he scored last year in this event, and so he'll be back to try to break that record again and maybe even top his 58, which would be something special for the event. And then they play Slinger, the pair of brothers, Joey and Jack Conan, sophomore and junior, who are skilled, long players who they're expecting a big year. I'm really excited to watch them play. Two great programs that are going to play against each other, and if we have quadruple overtime and we run into that Packer game, so be it. As long as we have a great basketball game. I'll just throw this out there now, Dennis. The Packer season's over with all the injury, so it's officially basketball season.
Yeah, well, football season ended actually when we finished the high school games because we all know how the Badgers crashed and burned. But for you to see it, what's the capacity of the facility again? Is it about 1,200?
1,100 officially we can seat, and we'll sneak a few people in the corners if we have to for standing room only.
Well, we want to see that place packed because I think, again, you mentioned those players. You look at how many of those players out there being recruited by Wisconsin alone. Last year we had Will Garlock not getting to play. Last year I think wasn't it your jinx year between guys hurt or had left the program
Yeah, we had a few guys injured. We had a few guys who transferred out to prep schools, or in Illinois they can transfer between high schools pretty easily. And so we had a ton of that occurring last year, which is just the landscape of high school basketball. And obviously you can't predict injuries. It's just the way it is. And at the end of the day, the teams that are there are going to show up and they're going to play hard, and they're going to put on a good show for the fans that are there. And in return, the fans are going to give them a great environment. We do a lot of things around just the game. We have activations with our DJ in the gym, DJ Van Gogh. Janarva's been with me every year, 5 years of the event. He's been there helping create that atmosphere to create that unforgettable fan and player experience. We have the halftime contest. This year we have a really cool halftime at the Slinger Mount Horeb game. We're giving away a free jersey that's signed by Con Knipple and a jersey that's signed by Jeremiah Fierce. So we'll be doing that at halftime of the Slinger Mount Horeb game, and it's for all students 1st through 8th grade. Just have to be present to win. And it's fan appreciation for us. Fans show up, and they're what make the event. So we want to give this experience to some young players to be able to win those jerseys. And I know they'll be excited. And then, there's always my goal to share it back with the players. So share it with Con and Jeremiah and say, hey, thank you. You made this kid's life right now. And I know that they'll appreciate that too. And then also, Dennis, you're going to be on this one, but Saturday from 1 to 4, free haircuts in the entryway by the gymnasium there. Our cosmetology students at the college will have 4 barber chairs out there, and we'll be doing free haircuts again from 1 to 4. And, you can get the 608 cut in the back of your head. We're trying to talk Coach Kellett from Appleton North to get a lightning bolt in the back of his head. We'll see if we can convince him to do that.
Oh, incredible. Well, I talked to Coach Sovereign from Yorkville, and he said, interesting with your esports, that some of the guys are going to come over and do some gaming.
Yeah, so when they came last time, we had just opened our esports arena on campus. And by the way, our esports team just won another national championship, so that's 11 in 5 years. And so Saturday morning, they'll have a shoot-around, and then they're going to go on our esports arena and play NBA 2K and some other games while they wait to play their game that day. So we give them an experience beyond just the game. We really love being able to contribute to the memories that they create, because 97% or more of these kids are not going to go on to play college basketball. And so they aren't going to have the opportunity to make those memories in college. We're going to try to make them for them now, because a lot of those memories happen in the locker room, on the bus rides, post or pre-game meals, and all the other activities that teams share together above and beyond the actual game.
This is awesome stuff, Bill, as we're, again, joined by Bill Kegler of Madison College, getting ready for the 608 basketball tournament this Friday and Saturday. Again, games on Friday start at 6:30, and then Saturday they go from 1:30 all the way through to the final showcase game at 6 p.m. You can see the full schedule and the ticket info over at 608basketball.com. Bill, I know how you operate since we've been doing this for a while with you. Is there anything you can tease for next year's 608 basketball tournament as well?
Yeah, we just finalized the boys' roster schedule for today. Actually, it occurred at about 11:30 this morning. I got a phone call. I was standing on a ladder in the gym, so that was a good phone call to finalize that. And we usually don't release those teams until after this event. We want to make sure we focus on the teams that we have now and give them all the interest that we have. But we're adding girls for next year, and I'm really excited. Since year one, I've been asked to do that. And if anybody knows me, I'm a pretty well thought out, planned person, and I don't do anything real spontaneously. So this has been on my mind, how to do it properly and create the positive experience for both the boys and the girls teams coming up. So next year, Thursday night, we'll start with our tournament game. And then on Saturday, we'll have one showcase game followed by the remainder of the tournament games for the girls. And then we'll do the tournament games for the boys and finish with a showcase game on Saturday. So we'll have a 6-game slate next year on Saturday. And then 2 on Thursday and Friday each. So we'll expand a little bit our teams, and then we're going to really try to continue to create that great experience and expand our fan base onto the girls' side of things.
See, that's awesome, because Dennis and I have talked about it. I've said it a ton. I love that championship Saturday for basketball and getting 5 games in one day. But the idea of getting 6 high school basketball games all in one day is so exciting to me. I love that.
Yeah, if you're a basketball fan, it's definitely a place you can park for the day. Obviously, we have our full concession stand there. You can purchase your food. We have our apparel store as well, along with the entertainment going on. So we'd be happy to have some people spend the full day with us. I've seen it before, and at the end of the day, their eyes are a little tired like mine are, but they've had a great experience throughout the day, and I'm really excited to bring that opportunity to people this weekend. As my wife will tell you, this event is my baby, and I plan for it all year, so it's fun to be able to share that with the fans.
And you always take care of us with the hospitality room, so we know there's always good food there, which is much appreciated. Especially because I'll be doing like
Ian's Pizza Friday night. Yeah. So we're going to get you hooked up with the Ian's Pizza Friday night like you love to have. And then Saturday afternoon, Texas Roadhouse will be providing some food. Blue Plate Catering will be providing some food. And then we finish the night with Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. So we have some great sponsors helping us out, feed you all, feed the teams, feed all the workers that help us put this event on for everybody. And then Mr. Splash Car Wash is doing some cool activations out in the entryway. Tease a little bit, we got a pretty big announcement. If you were on our social media today, you saw some familiar faces with the Milwaukee Bucks that Mr. Splash partners with, and so we have an announcement coming. We'll do Friday morning as far as how they're being involved with the 608 basketball tournament this year.
I'm going to just let people go see your socials. I went and clicked on it. I'm going to let people we're going to leave that as it is, and people can go and find you guys on Instagram, I would assume, is the place to go to see who those Bucks players would be.
Yeah, absolutely. 6008 basketball is our Instagram handle. Otherwise, we're on Twitter and Facebook as well. And if you go to our website, 6008basketball.com, all that stuff is linked there that you can get to it, along with the ticket information that, Hunter, you've mentioned a few times as well, and then the live stream information that the commentary is provided by you all at ESPN Madison will be there as well. So if you have family members who are snowbirds and head to Arizona, Florida, when it gets cold like it is now, they can tune in and watch and listen to the commentary, which is tremendous, provided by ESPN Madison, which is why it's so fun to go back and rewatch some of those instant classic games like we were talking about.
Absolutely. Again, that website, it's 60, spell out the word 8, basketball.com. That'll have the schedule and the ticket info for this Friday and Saturday. Bill, thank you so much. We can't wait to be out at Madison College this Friday and Saturday for the 608 basketball tournament.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Dennis shaving that 608 in the back of his head on Saturday.
There's no hair back there, so sorry.
If we go to triple overtime for any of the games on Saturday, will you do it? Triple overtime. Not a double, but if we get triple or more.
Nah.
Quadruple?
5.
Okay, 5. I'll try and get that number down for you, Bill, before Saturday, okay?
I appreciate that, Hunter. Have a great night.
Thanks. You too, Bill. That was Bill Kegler of Madison College getting us ready for the 608 basketball tournament again this Friday and Saturday. You can get the schedule and ticket info over at 60, spell out the word 8, basketball.com. 608basketball.com for that one. Dennis, I love this tournament. You know, like I said there, it's got that late season feel to a lot of these games. We've seen overtime games. You and I had a buzzer beater game in the first year of the tournament. There's always great high quality basketball, and it's that kind of thing where these coaches, they love to play good teams early in the year to set their guys up, so that way then they're ready to go for the grind of their conference seasons, as well as then get them ready to go for the postseason.
Well, I've been doing this a long time, and I always thought the Christmas time. I like those tournaments. Schools or programs have been trying to do stuff around Thanksgiving. I think that's way too early.
Yeah.
You're coming out of football season, just get your feet wet. Now is the holiday. When they got 2 weeks, some schools are going to be off for 2 weeks over the holiday break. Take advantage of that. Some teams go down to Florida, Arizona, go around the country. But we've got this one, and then you've got Mark Miller's tournament, basketball yearbook tournament coming up at Concordia College at the end of the month as well. And so we've got great basketball in the state. And if you pick up a copy of the basketball yearbook, all the tournaments that are in the state are listed in there. And there's something almost every week. Even during the regular season, there's tournaments, border battles and, big rivalry games. But the 608, that kind of kicks it off for us, and it's kicking off our coverage again this year for high school basketball, which is great to see. I don't know. We'll see what kind of shape I'm in after 2 games on Friday and 4 games on Saturday, but got to get ready for that state tournament run where we do 15 in 3 days. So.
Exactly. This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly at Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin. You can use your end-of-year health benefits before they disappear. They've got you covered with same-day appointments and walk-ins welcome. Head to their location just off the Beltline. Don't wait. Your benefits won't roll over, but you can roll right into Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin today. We're going to wrap things up next here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. We'll hear from our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week to finish up our show here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
More of Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly coming up next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Hey, it's Jim Rutledge, and if you're like me, you want to look good, feel good, and still enjoy life. That's why I go to Carbon World Health. Whether it's recovery after a long week, boosting energy, or getting your fitness dialed in, Dr. Nestor Rodriguez and his team have you covered. And now, they've got a new med spa in Sun Prairie that has everything you need to look as good as you feel. Carbon World Health isn't just a gym, it's a total wellness experience. Visit carbonworldhealth.com to learn more.
When it's game day in Madison, you know what that means. Pizza Hut time. Unlimited large one-topping pizzas, just $7.99 each. Or your team at home can load them up with 3 toppings for $9.99. Perfect for kickoffs, watch parties, or that fourth quarter comeback from your living room. Fuel your crew, fill the table, and keep the good times rolling all game long with Pizza Hut. Order now for delivery or carryout at pizzahut.com or on the app. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
This is Ricky, owner of Infinity Exteriors here in Madison. I've seen it too many times. Homeowners paying thousands too much for new windows. Big promises of premium installs that never deliver. Madison, you deserve better. At Infinity Exteriors, we're local experts for energy-efficient windows, roofing, and siding with transparent pricing and no gimmicks. Every project comes with a lifetime workmanship because we believe in doing it right. We're on a mission to save our communities from overpriced, unqualified window contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com, proud partner of your Madison Mallards.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Hear that creaking? That's not the cold Madison wind or your holiday decorations. It's your joints reminding you the year's almost over. At Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, you can use your end-of-year health benefits before they disappear. From an achy back and stiff hips to those knees that aren't bending like they used to, they've got you covered with same-day appointments and walk-ins welcome. Head to their location just off the Beltline whenever you need. Don't wait, your benefits won't roll over, but you can roll right into Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin today.
As a single mom of a young child, I second-guessed if college was even doable. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I'm getting the support I need, and the advisors have helped me every step of the way, including navigating admissions and the financial aid. My advice to others? Do this for you. There's more to your story at Madison College. Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
When you or a loved one are faced with an unexpected injury or illness, Stoughton Health's urgent care is there for you. Stoughton Health has 4 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have urgent care locations in Stoughton, Oregon, McFarland, and Cottage Grove with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health accepts over 160 insurances, including Dean Health Plan, Quartz, Humana, and more. Please visit stoughtonhealth.com for more information. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
Wrapping up Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, we're also brought to you by the GRB Academy. Are you interested in getting individual or group lessons from some of the highest level of coaching for the baseball player in your life? GRB Academy offers individual and group lessons for players of all ages and skill levels. Visit grbacademy.com for more information. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player. It's now time to hear from our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Henry Miesbauer.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Henry Miesbauer from Madison West High School. Henry, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You've been an outstanding student athlete in high school. You've done a number of sports, football, wrestling. You've had some rugby and track. What's your favorite?
It's got to be football for sure, yeah.
How long have you played? What was the first time you put the pads on?
So the first time I ever put pads on was my 6th grade year. And then this was like right before COVID. But I played for like the YMCA West Little Club and stuff, the youth club they had.
Okay.
So yeah, that was my first intro.
How about wrestling? When did you get on the mat the first time?
That was 8th grade. I got in late 8th grade because the coach here originally had found me at a football game.
How do those two sports relate to you?
So for me, initially, wrestling was a way to condition myself for football. But over the years, it's like I've grown to like the sport more and not just to use it as conditioning.
And for you, you got to go to state last year at the Cole Center. What was that experience like for you?
For me, it was a super like surreal experience because I was there alone. None of my other teammates got to come with me. Hopefully this year they will. But yeah, it was super fun though. It was a great time.
And one of the things I want to talk to you about is you said you listed your favorite subject, Multico.
Oh,
it's a program that you were involved in younger, kind of a recipient. Now you're on the other side. You want to explain that?
So earlier on, when I was in like elementary school, Multico is a group of high schoolers, seniors only. You can only be a senior at West to get into Multico. And pretty much what we do is we shed light on like issues or topics that kids may go through in middle school or elementary school, or like stuff that's happened to us. We want to share with them to just like basically say you're not alone. Other people have experienced this too, and just to make sure like they're not quiet and alone and feel bad about it, and make sure that people to talk to about it.
You list your parents as your role models. How have they impacted you?
My parents have always been hard workers, and they've always set the example that just being a hard worker within itself will get you places on its own. And I guess with my mom, she's the principal of a elementary school down in Sun Prairie.
And when you look back in your time at West, what does it mean for you to be a regent? What do you remember most about this school?
It's always going to be like the school's firepower and how we just like how lively we are at events and stuff like that. Even at like with like sporting events that aren't as public, there's always going to be a regent somewhere being as loud or if not louder than most of the crowd.
Regent proud, right?
Regent pride, yeah.
Okay. Well, our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Henry Miesbauer from Madison West. Henry, I hope you have a great rest of the year, and I want to see you at the Kohl Center, all right?
You will. Don't worry about it.
Again, that was our UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Henry Miesbauer from Madison West High School. This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, also brought to you by Midwest Financial Group. The lineup at Midwest Financial Group consists of coaches for your financial world, organizing the players on your personal team. Behind every great team is a great coach. Let the Midwest Financial Group be yours for your financial planning needs. Head to mfgteam.com to get started today. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. That does it for our show this evening. We will be back next week to look back on the past year that was in high school sports, and then we'll get right into the basketball season when we start the new year. We'll have the 60Eight tournament this Friday and Saturday, so make sure you check that out. This has been Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly on ESPN Madison.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a